welcome back everyone, welcome back to another week, another edition of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle number 24. I'm of course your Live VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to your bi-weekly dose of Tenacious Turtle Tussle action, papi. Oh my god, let's go. For those that are curious, this event is open to all regions, open to all shapes, open to all sizes. Doesn't matter your league, doesn't matter where you are, you are able to compete and sign up for the Turtle Tussle. Here we go. We have our first series. We have our first best of 3 as we dive into the round of 16. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of King's Cove, we have the American Terran player, the Red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the Purple Zerg, representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON. And you know what time it is. If you're in the chat, un momento. You'll soon know what time it is as we are getting ourselves ready here. As I'm trying to get those predictions sorted. There we go. Soon to be good to go. But for now, we're settling into our DVT again. Welcome one and all to King's Cove. King's Cove, one of the larger maps in the map, all very defendable on 3 bases. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit surprised that we did end up in this on this map. But actually, are the predictions open? My stream deck is dying on me a little bit. so I do apologize. See if anything's happening in the chat. All right, we'll work on it. I might get the predictions going later. We'll get there. For now, though, it is going to be Hatch Gas. Oh, never mind. I was going to say Hatch Gas Pool. Never mind. EON going gasless. Okay, here we go. We have our hatchery pool into hatchery here. No gases whatsoever from EON, so it is going to be opening up gases. What does this mean? This typically leads into Roach Play. Roach Play is the go-to from this kind of opener. Very greedy, of course. You have to defend with purely queens. You have to defend with slow lings as well. But as I just mentioned, this map, especially on King's Cove, your second and third base are quite defendable. Very defendable here on a 3-base setup because of the narrow ramp coming into the natural. Likewise, the ramp coming into the third base. So defending with purely queen is very much so viable, is very much so feasible here. So, here we go. As it looks like, if you're in the chats, are they finally open? No, not quite. Not quite. Sorry, my stream deck is my stream deck is dying on me a little bit here, but regardless, Reaper does dive into the natural. Gonna be threatening the workers. And will dance with the army here. So far, so good. EON, he does pull away, does save his workers. I should also mention, Vindicta does open up standard. Is going for a Rax expand, back at home. Reaper opener into Hellions, into his standard play. So standard opener here by Vindicta. Hold on. I'm gonna have to restart stream deck basically. My apologies. I might get the predictions going after this series. For now, we can just focus on the game. I do have our third TC on the way. Behind this third TC before starport, so economic build here by Vindicta overall. Meanwhile, Reaper dips into the main base, just getting rid of what's going on. Gases are being taken, as we mentioned, this should lead into Roach Play. We should be seeing a Roach one here from the side of EON. Reaper dives in, confirms the gases, has yet to confirm the tech. Technically, this could be something even crazier. This could be the beginning of something like 2-base or 3-base Muta, but we should be seeing that tech of choice momentarily. And there it is. There's that Roach one, as we did mention. So we're going to be skipping link speed, heading right into roach production instead. Now this can lead into an all-in, or it can just lead into a handful of roaches in towards the mid-game, drone up, and then into like Roach Hydra or Roach Hydra Lurker. We'll see how aggressive EON plans on being with this. But so far so good. He's gotten away with his greed. Has gone away with it. Vindicta behind this, of course, getting to more Hellion production. It is going 3cc Banshee production on the way behind this, and we'll see if Vindicta can try to work his way into a mineral line. So far so good. The queens, they hold, they defend, and again, as we mentioned, because this area is so narrow, 2 queens all you need. 2 queens can defend against almost a full army of Hellions at, with transfuse, but they can hold the line here and they defend. They do defend. Roaches are now on the way. EON getting a little bit supply block, but for the most part, is going to be saturating his bases. Is setting up. Likewise, Vindicta back at home, getting to his Banshees. Still banking them up, not quite committing yet. Waiting for a second Banshee, waiting for Cloak. So far so good. We're working our way towards the mid game. Both players are taking their third bases. Both players are expanding. EON is not droning. Uh-oh. EON, he's making 32 lings. 32 lings behind this. Roaches are moving out. EON is committing. As Link Speed is soon to finish. My apologies, I didn't notice that he did start Link Speed. That is a tell, of course, of aggression. And he's moving out. And the Hellions are out of position. Yeah, the Hellions are not back at home. Roaches, they are moving in. Back at home, we do have the Banshee, thankfully. The Banshees. A second Banshee does pop out. Likewise, Lings are scored around the edge. EON are going straight for the natural. The wall is wide open. The Banshees will eventually clean this up, but Lings, they head straight for the middle line. SVs are going to be going down. They're going to try and save them, trying to pull them away. Roaches, they head up the ramp. Yeah, they bust through the Hellions. And they're going to be able to stifle any kind of reinforcements. Meanwhile, Lings, they head towards the third, and more SVs are falling. That's going to be 18, 19 SV kills already. 23. 23 workers going to be going down. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. It's going to be 24 workers in total. Lings, they force a lift up here of the third base. Now, Vindicta holds. He does hold, he does survive, but his economy is crippled. And how does he counterattack? He has Hellions, which can't really do much against Roaches, and he has Banshees, which have potential, don't get me wrong, but back at home, we have Queens. We have Queens, we have Spores, one Spore at the third, Spore at the natural, Spore in the main base as well. Queens are building up, and these Banshees, they have a lot of work to do. Have a lot of work to do here. And again, unfortunately, Vindicta, he did miss the move out. He did miss the all-in. As we did point out, EON, he was skirting around the edge of the map. He did hide the Lings. He hid the Roaches. He hid everything. Lings, they dive in once again, taking down 3 Hellions. 3 Hellions going to be going down. And Migs, the pressure is on. Banshee did move it across the map. They do hit the Queen. Up, up. And they don't quite get it. Queen survives just barely. The Queen lives, the others do rotate over. I'll transfuse. God. Transfuse just in time. Migs will find some transferring workers. They're not bad. Gets 3 drones. 3 workers going to be falling. Going for the Queen as well. Gets a Queen, gets 5, up to 6 drones, 7 drones even. Okay, we're racking up. Nice value here with these Banshees. Both Banshees do survive. Scan into the main reveals that it is going to be Roach Hydra. As we mentioned, this is one of the options. It could have been Roaches into Ravagers into Ling Bane, but as we can see here, Roaches into Hydra. A little bit more old school, a little bit more Heart of the Swarm-esque. Roach Hydra is still viable though. We do still see it, especially with this kind of opener. Specifically Roach Hydra into Lurker as well. We'll see if that's the direction that EON does head in. As Migs, he's stabilizing, he's recovering, he's now on 2-base saturation, but the third, he still has a ways to go. Still has a ways to go here. Now we are just going to recover. We can slow things down. Vindicta, of course, going to be chilling back at home, going to be turtling up. Now, the problem here is, as Vindicta's turtling, EON, he has free reign. He has free reign to double expand. He should be double expanding. He's getting a 4th base. He's free to take a 5th base as well, drone up to 80 workers, and take up into Hive. Speaking of, Hive is on the way. I still don't see a Lurker Den yet, though. That's kind of the big tech structure that we're missing, but Roach Hydra Viper is still good enough. So again, good to see that we're taking... Oh, that was not what I was expecting here. Taking in a bit of a different direction. Working towards Spire Tech instead. Okay. Spire is on the way. With that, we can get into Corruptor, into Broodlord potentially. Meanwhile, the Spores and Ton! And the Banshees, they come back in. They already got, what was it, 7+ worker kills earlier. Now another 8 drones, another 9 drones go down. Ay, ay, ay. And we spoke earlier about how Vindicta, he had to get some damage done with these Banshees, and he is. he's doing quite well. Oh my god. In total, 17 drone kills, 1 Queen earlier at the natural, if you recall. Does rotate over. Banshees, they scout the Spire. Getting up. Oh my god, up. going for another queen. And they will get it. Queen goes down. No transfuse. Second queen falling. Another drone. Again, just really meticulous micro here from Vindicta has been paying off. He's trying to rotate over, trying to respond. EON is trying to keep up, but Vipers have arrived. And here comes the main army. So Vindicta, he's been harassing very well. Very nice harass here from Vindicta, but can he survive the push? It's going to be Roaches, Hydras, Vipers. They still need energy, though, so we can't actually push up this ramp. Yeah, EON, he's going to be stuck here on the low ground, so has to wait for those Vipers. Which means Migs has time. And what does he have? He's got 3 tanks here at the third. He's got 3 tanks here at the natural as well. Oh, my God. EON trying to force his way up this ramp is going to be a good way for Vindicta to catch back up. Like if EON takes a bad fight into the third or into the natural, then suddenly Vindicta can swing things in his favor. This is where I have to be a little bit critical here. EON, I know he's going to have Vipers, but really there's no need to push up the ramp. Just deny the fourth. That's the win condition. Deny the fourth base. Don't really threaten the third. Don't threaten the natural base. Just contain the Terran, max out, and tech up. Speaking of teching, Greater Spire is on the way. So EON is headed towards Broodlords. 2-2 about to finish. EON, a couple of Hydras do get caught out. It's going to be 1 Hydra falling. As the army does respond. EON rotating over. Looks like Vindicta is attempting to expand. The army does dive in. Vipers pushing forward. Where the Blinding Clouds going for the yoinks. Gets 1. Gets 2. Gets 2 tanks. There are no more tanks behind this. He's pushing himself up the ramp. But reinforcements are rallying over. Another tank goes down. A brutal Blinding Cloud. There is a detection. The Banshees. The Banshees are going ham, and the Hydras are being cleaned up. Oof. I say that the boys have to be pulled. Migs, he's barely holding on. But he does hold. Migs, he does hold. Behind this, rallying over tanks. More Hydras falling. But EON is maxing out. That's the thing here. EON, he has a greater economy. He is remaxing. Detection has arrived. Chasing down the Banshees. Oh no! Banshees are chased down. And Migs, yes, he has been holding on, but now he's fallen further and further behind in supply. It's going to be a tough hold. Yoinks coming in. Nice EMP on the Vipers. Oh my God. EMPs pop up. The 3 tanks putting in a lot of damage to the back line. Migs, once again, he holds the line. Oh God. Has to be careful though, not to overextend. Has to calm things down. But again, EON pushing into 4 tanks. It's not going to work out well for him. No, without Vipers, without full energy. EON falls back, and now he might be tempted to take it into Broodlords. Yeah, Corruptors are on the way. Migs is holding. But again, he's really surviving. He still needs a 4th base desperately. Attempts to expand. Does attempt. Rotating over. Nice. So far, he's being left alone. We're still waiting for the Broodlords to morph in, and they're coming, don't get me wrong. Now, these are going to be 0-0 Broodlords. Bear that in mind. They're not going to be the most upgraded, which means Migs, with the solid Ghost count, he can actually fight against this. It's going to be 4 Broodlords for the time being. Broodlords for now. So far, just working on it. There we go. +1 air carapace is on the way. Let's go. Liberator gets found. Another lip towards the south. Gets 2 more drones. Vindicta finally getting his 4th. His 4th. It's getting up there. He's getting it. Getting up and running. Just catching more Liberators. EON's maxing out. Vindicta, he's not too far behind. He's maxing out as well. Checking the army tab here. Migs, he's got 5 ghosts so far. 5 ghosts, 7 tanks. Pretty decent army here. We are still lacking in those ghosts. Ideally, would like it to be higher. So to build up his ghost count. The turrets will help support though. As Migs, he's aware of the Broodlords. He is fully aware. Ultra Cavern being thrown down. EON does have the entire map. But Migs has potentially the more efficient army. I say potentially because it still comes down to the engagement. Still only 4 broods? Yeah, only 4 Broodlords here. Does poke in. Takes down a sensor tower. Snipe's going to be going up. He gets one. One Broodlord goes down. The ghosts are exposed. But the ghosts, they do survive. Yeah, and Migs, he can't take this fight. Snipe's going off once again. 2 broods left. Up. Up. Soon to be 1. Yeah, 1 Broodlord remaining. Soon to be 0. All the Broodlords do go down. Vindicta, he does take the fight. EON plummets in supply. Again, his army was lackluster here, and Broodlords on their own, they need support. What do they need? You know what it is. Broodlord Infestor, papi. Without Fungals, the Bio army can just stim in. EON taking into roaches. Snipes going off once again, catching out the Hydras. And EON's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. He cannot fight this, not head on. He has to back up. He has to wait for reinforcements. Roaches are arriving. And Vindicta has he overextended. Here come the roaches. Tanks moving forward. Snipes going up. Ooh, big snipes here on the Vipers. And Vindicta, he's fighting on creep here. He's crazy. He's running out of bio. The ghosts are exposed. Tank shots going up. Migs, can he barely take the fight? It's so close. Up, can he take it? Takes down the Hydras. Yeah, it does take down the Hydras. Rallies on in. Down to 3 ghosts left. Down to 2. It's not enough. Migs, he has to retreat, and EON, he holds. EON, he barely holds on with those roach reinforcements. Barely survives, and Migs was pretty committed there. You can see he falls in supply. He cannot remax. Didn't have a bank. That was it. That was Migs' moment. That was his moment, papi. Now, EON did remax on Pure Ling Roach, which is less than ideal. So, despite being up in army supply, he's going to have a hard time closing it out. But the tank count was reset. You know, there's what, 2 tanks between these 4 bases. Vindicta is going to have to do that again. What I mean by that is he's going to have to back off, turtle up, max out, and rinse and repeat, or at least attempt to. But here comes EON, this time with 3 ultras. Has kindness plating. Snipes going up. But it's only 1 ghost. EON should be able to break through this. 1 ultra goes down. 2 ultras, 3 ultras even. Okay, all 3 ultras fall. Not a bad concave here by Vindicta. The planetary holds. Oh my god. Refuses to die, papi. Oh my god. And EON has to back up behind this. Going to be remaxing with Ultra. Now, these Ultras do have +3 carapace. They have kindness plating. They have only +1 melee. The melee upgrades are lacking for the Ultras. But outside of that, they should be quite tanky. It should be. And that is going to be 8 Ultras on the way. Once again, though, it does feel like EON is trying to brute force his way through. I don't blame him. He is ahead. He does have that economic advantage, and that's really been carrying him through most of this game. But the reality is that, again, without either Infestors or without Vipers, without any Spellcasters, it's not going to be the most efficient trade. It's going to be a brutal fight here. Where EON does catch the medevac. Oh, medevac goes down. We have the nuke coming in. Nuke here at the center expansion. EON does notice. He pulls away. Rotating over. Oh! Nuke going off. And it will connect. It will connect with the base, but not with the workers as they do transfer away. That was the, I believe, only nuke. Yeah, that was the only nuke. EON pushing in. Again, he's got his mass ultra. Oh! Dives on the army. Only the 1 ghost. And with only 1 ghost, we cannot hold against this. No shot. No way. Ultra gets into the mineral line. And Migs is being chased down. He's kiting his heart out. He takes down the Ultras. The kiting papi. Oh my god. I mean, Ultras are larger now, so they do... it's not as easy to get surface area on them. Or from them on the army. With that Migs, he will hold on. He will hold on to the ramp at least. But he will lose 23 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Again, his economy is crippled. EON still on 80 workers. GG gets called, and EON will finally take game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. EON will take the first game here, and will take a lead in the series. But he had to work for it. Did have to work for it. It all came down to the initial Link Flood, if you recall. The Link Flood killed also 23 SCVs. 23 SCVs went down at the start of the game, and unfortunately, Vindicta, he just could not recover from there. He almost did. He did have his own moments. He was able to turtle up, get a 4th base, able to even have a big counterattack as well. Took some very efficient fights, but he could not overcome just the amount of bases and the amount of economy that EON had. Could not surpass that in the end. GG, well played. With that, EON takes the lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. I do need a moment, though. Again, I do need to try to fix my stream deck, so un momento. How's it fixed? Let's go! Okay, beautiful, beautiful. If you're in the chat, does it work? Are predictions not working? Did they already close? Maybe. So I'm just trying to fix up some things. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. If you're in the chat, there we go. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. I apologize for not having predictions open for the first game, but they're now open for the rest of the series. Oh boy. Sorry, just Stream Deck dying on me for a moment there, but should be fixed. Is fixed, is back, and now we're getting into game numero 2. Let's go. Let's dive into our series. Let's embrace it. And let's see if we can head into an ace match. I'm here for it. Let's go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have the American Terran player, the Red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. Down in this series, we'll see if we can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the purple Zerg representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON. Let's go. Now we can focus on our games. So I do apologize, but there we go. Everything is working as intended, and we can now focus on our series. Also, I did notice Baby Marine in the chat. Este Baby Marine. Did not sign up in time or did forget to check in. So Este Baby Marine, shaking my head. But hope to see you next time. Hope to see you next time. Again, this is a bi-weekly tournament. Every 2 weeks we do host the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. We also have the Sparkling Tuna Cup as well, which has been moved to Wednesdays. It was yesterday or last night, I guess. Last night or this morning, depending on where you are in the world. We did have Sparkling Tuna Cup. We also have the Tenacious Turtle Tussle as well. So we're settling in. Also, a big shout out to Mark BT, as Mark is the main sponsor of this event, of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Thanks to that, we actually have a boosted prize pool. It's quite a lot of money on the line. Also, top 4 get paid out as well. So, much love to Mark. Ga, baby, ga. From here, though, Hatchcats will stand open out of EON, bearing in mind that last game EON did go for a gasless opener, but a big reason for that is because of the map itself, is because of King's Cove, which does lean towards that, does allow Zerg players to get away with that earlier, or with that kind of trim defense by cutting corners and skipping link speed and defending with purely queens. Here on Frostline, it's not quite as possible. The reason for that is the 3rd base is a lot further away and is a little more exposed as well. The 3rd and 4th bases are very spread apart here compared to on King's Cove. Much more difficult to defend, much more, again, spread out, and does cause you to be more spread thin. So EON this time should be embracing link speed. There we go. Link speed is on the way. Does pull out a gas, so no early Bailiness or no early Roach Warren, nothing too crazy like that. Not this time. EON is settling into his game. Meanwhile, we do have an SV block here at the triangular 3rd, forcing EON elsewhere. Drone is getting caught out. One worker goes out. Good start here for Vindicta. Picks up a drone. Oh, pulls away. Going for another worker. Doesn't quite get it. Migs will pull back, but he is containing EON on 2 bases. There is no 3rd. And Migs, he confirms, no backup hatchery towards the north. Dance against these links as well. Picking another ling off. Behind this, Mig's going for his factory. He should be going for a third TC, I would imagine. We'll keep an eye on that production tab. As Migs, he does dive into the main. Threading the mineral line. Does confirm the gas saturation. So nice scout there by Migs. I mean, again, if you contain a Zerg player on 2 bases, it is the chances are quite high that a Roach Horn would be thrown down. So he did check, confirms only 1 drone mining. So he should be feeling safe and sound. Rotates over, gets eyes on now. The third is being taken, but EON is going for a Ling Flood. EON, he cuts workers early on. Joining up to 27, and he's committing. Ling Speed kicks in, takes down the Reaper, and the rest of the Lings have not been scouted. They've yet to be scouted here. Ah, the turtle, la tortuga. As Lings, they move out across the map. Hellions moving out as well. They do miss each other. But there are queens to defend, and I don't know if I can say the same back at home from Vindicta. Hellions, they dive into the main. Queens are keeping up. Drones are going to get roasted, though. Again, no Lings back at home. It's going to be 3 drones going down. At the same time, Lings, they get across the map. They get us around. Oh, they try to. Nice kiting here by Migs, but Lings, they get into the middle line. SCVs are going down, and this is getting out of hand. Ooh, going to be 6 SCV kills so far. Oh, no. And at last, they are trapped. Did I say 6? We're getting to 7, getting up to 10. 10 SCVs falling. Ay, ay, ay. Migs will clean this up. He was able to kill 4 drones across the map. I mean, that is some damage. But is it enough? As EON, he makes another surge of Lings. Rotating over towards the right-hand side. Ready to dive into the natural once again. Ready for another run by. I mean, he has the Overlord to tell him if there's ever a move out. Speaking of, Banshee does move out across the map. I mean, we saw how much damage Migs was able to accomplish last game. And he's going for not just Banshees, but he's going for an armory. What does that mean? Hellbats. Hellbats are on the way. Migs, he's committed on 2 bases. He opted to go for a Starport and Armory before 3rd TC. So very aggressive, very committed. Lings, they do hit the natural, but this time there are Hellions back at home. And this time, Migs will defend. Yeah, the Lings, they do nothing. They get maybe 1 mule. Oh, they get 1 mule, but they don't even get a Hellion. So better defense here by Migs. Oh, sorry, got 1 Hellion. 1 Hellion for 16 Lings. We'll be able to repair. EON behind this, building up more Lings. Do you see what I see? I see no Bailey Nest, no Roach Warren. Only Ling Queen. And even then, what's the Queen count looking like? Only 4. 4 Queens and Lings against what? Against Hellbats. Zerg players, look away. Look away, Papi, look away, because the Hellbats are waddling in, and they're just going to roast up the Lings. Lings, they cannot touch this. They cannot touch this army. Remember, there are only 4 queens, 2 queens at the natural, 1 at the 3rd, 1 in the main. 3rd queen does come down. And the Hellbats are getting into the mineral line. Lings get roasted, drones getting roasted as well. Oof. Queen's being targeted down. He gets 1. He gets 1 queen. He's going for the others. Oh my god, massive shots going up. Gets 3 queens and the mineral line. And again, EON, he was not ready for this. He was not expecting this. He had no idea. Hellbats get cleaned up, but they got 17 drones. And just like that, Vindicta gets another queen, and he takes a worker lead. EON going for a counterattack. Migs, he has a full wall, and he has Hellions. He has Hellions set up behind this. Banshees, they catch another queen. Is that every queen? There's 1 queen left. There's one. The scan into the main reveals a Spire. Vindicta, he knows. He's aware of the mutas. Aware of the potential mutas, I should say. And Migs is just securing himself. Looking solid, walling up, taking gases. Throwing down extra Raxes as well. 3rd CC is done. Ooh, EON going for a Drop Lord into the main. Let's go. Okay. Thinking outside the box. This has potential, especially if Migs moves out. But once again, though, he is, for the most part, prepared back at home. As the Drop Lord is dipping in. Migs, he has no vision.
Command center upgraded.
No vision in the main. Banshee hits the main as well. Gets across the map. Gets 1 drone. 1 drone goes down. Lings, they hit the mineral line. Oh, getting 3 SCVs. That's okay damage, but the Banshee gets 2 drones across the map, so it's about to get 3 as well. Still only 1 queen. 1 queen among 3 bases. Not enough. The Banshee has free reign. Gets 6 drones. Mutas are in production. Lings are moving out. But again, the mutas got scattered. And we even have a Thor on the way. Ah, the Thor. It's soon to be here. More drone kills. Lings are moving out for their drop. Mutas soon to hit the field. It's going to be 4 mutas here for Vindicta. Sorry, for EON. Gets a Banshee. Does get the Banshee in the end. And we have to drop back into the main. Migs out of position. He has some reinforcements. He's going to have the Thor. Yeah, he has to respond. Turning back around. And not bad. Buying time. Lings, they get 2 SCVs. They get the turret as well. That allows mutas to do more damage. But here comes a counterattack. Migs, he didn't turn around with everything. He's moving out across the map. Changeling does confirm. And can EON hold with 1-1 Lings and with 0-0 mutas? How many mutas? 5, sorry. 5. Crazy. Now Migs, he only has 16 Marines. So he could be surrounded. Oh, nice kiting here out of Migs. Kites back, shuts down the Lings. Is forced to pick up. Forced to pick up, forced to pull away. Reinforcements still making their way across the map. Now with the help of Hellbats, with the help of the Marines of the Thor, Migs, he can just keep pushing. He can snowball out of control from here. He's moving out. Oh. Gets 2 Banshees. Nice kiting there out of EON. But this army is just so fragile. It's just so incredibly fragile here. He cannot fight this head on. He has to try though. Goes for the dive. Thor volley's going up. And the Zerg army melts. The Zerg army, it just evaporates, Pappy. Vindicta snowballs out of control. GG. Vindicta ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Let's go. We're going all the way to game 3. And we'll see how this story ends. And we'll see what map we spawn in on. That's the big question here. Where are we headed? Where are we dropping? Game 1 was King's Cove. Game 2, Frostline. Game 3, do we have another large map? Do we go for something crazy like Abyssal or a Neon Violet Square? What made it through the Vetos? I'm curious. I'm curious. So we are getting ready. Just catching up in the chat. They worked. Hello, Darking. Hello. Sorry, again, I wasn't able to shout out in the chat earlier, but shout out to Darking in the chat. Zihatsu, Kalasi as well. Senor Sadsak, it's been a while. Good to see you all. Flipper Flapjack as well. Tuning in for the plushies. Always. I still need a new photo. I need a new photo with my plushies. Because now I have the Marines. I have like Patches and Stitches. Oh, sorry. Patches and Crackhead. That's it. I've got the Marines. I have the Overlord as well. The Overlord. Or the newer ones. One day. As we have the answer to our question here, the final game is going to be on Ultra Love. Oh boy. Could be loading on in. Meanwhile, shout out to Flipper Flapjack in the chat. Pappy, thank you so much for resubscribing for 4 months. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. I do appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your ducklings. Quack. Beautiful. So here we go. We're getting into the final game of the series. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the American Terran player, the Red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. Fighting back, forcing the ace match. Can he go all the way? It is Vindicta. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the Purple Zerg, representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON. We go. as we have seen some unique or more varied builds so far in this series. Remember, Game 1, EON went gasless. Game 2, standard opener into a Link Flood. Likewise, Vindicta did mix it up as well, going for that Hellbat push, that Hellbat counterattack, and again, it worked wonders, as EON did end up skipping further tech. Remember, no Bailey Nest, no Roaches, it was purely Link Queen, and even then, the Queen count was very low, so Vindicta, he snowballed out of control with his push. But I feel like it's one of those things, it's one of those builds that you do whip out once in a series. I don't expect another Hellbat push here in the Ace match. So we'll see. We'll see what Migs is cooking. But now just going for a standard opener. Likewise, so is EON. Going hatch pool. Hello. Where's the gas? We saw this in Game 1, and we're seeing it again here in Game number 3. It is going to be a hatch pool, hatch opener. EON is going gasless once again. Is going for a gasless opener. Now, what I will say, on the one hand, this makes somewhat sense here on Ultra Love, just because your natural and your third base are very defendable. The reason for this, your natural has a ramp coming into it, not as narrow, not as thin as on King's Cove, but still very defendable nonetheless. Likewise, the third base has these choke points as well, likewise points of elevation, so rotating between the bases is not impossible here for EON, but I do think there is potential for harassment. I do think there is potential that Vindicta can try to abuse this and try to take advantage of this. SCV Scout comes in, Migs, he confirms no gas. Confirms no gases. Now, typically what Clem does in this situation, they've been quite vocal about it. If you've been watching Clem versus Cyril at EWC and even Clem versus Cyril at Home Story Cup as well, you would know that once Clem confirms this, he is hyper aggressive with Hellions. Clem often goes 1-1-1, skips his third TC, makes extra Hellions, and then dives in, and if he can get past the Queens, then he can just roast up a mineral line for free. It's crazy. I'm curious how Migs responds though. Does he also go for a delayed third base, or does he just go for a standard macro opener? It can be risky because if you're not too confident with your Hellion control and with your, determination of whether you can get into a mineral line, and if you don't do enough damage, then you can fall behind. There it is, 1-1-1. Let's go. 1-1-1 out of Vindicta. He sees and he confirms the greed of EON, and he's going to try and punish it. His goal here is to punish. And he should be making excess Hellions. And again, the goal is to punish the lack of link speed. Remember, no link speed, only Roaches to defend. Sorry, only Queens to defend. Into Roaches eventually. So Hellion's going to be amassing. So far, EON is just freely droning. He's droning up, spreading creep. There's the add-on solve for the Banshee production. Overlord is denied. And EON has no idea. He has no idea what's going on. He does not scout the main. Here comes the army. Back at home, Roach Warren has been placed. Reaper checks the main. And we'll get a drone, not bad. Gets one worker. But that is link speed on the way. That is a bit of a tell here, as already Hellies, they dive in. This is a little bit soon. 3 drone kills so far. It does feel a little bit premature. It does scout link speed. Oh, nice control here with the Hellions. Oh, taking out 7 drones. They line up. Very nice control. 7 drone kills. Both Hellions do fall. But remember, that was only 2 Hellions. And we have 2 more hitting the third. Once again, just denying mining. Once again, just abusing the lack of links to defend. 8 drone kills so far. Not bad. But now Roaches are soon to arrive. Oh my god, this is committed. Meanwhile, Migs, we could even see an armory with this, but we are rushing into early Marauder production, early stim. We're getting ready here for a very early move out. A third CC is on the way, so it's not an all-in, but still very committed. Meanwhile, Soul Hellion dives in, gets a full scout, doesn't really get much damage. But Migs does have the worker lead. And EON's getting ready for that Banshee defense. You have a Sport the natural, Sport in the main. Soon to be a Sport the third base. There's no saturation though. Not yet. Banshees are staying back at home. You see EON getting ready to apply some pressure with the Roach Ravager Ling. EON is still teching. He's taking into a lair. But he's reinforcing with 14 Lings. And we'll see if he gets scouted. Migs moves out, and up! He does come across the army. A big scout for Migs. Bergs down the Roaches. He'll get one, he'll get two. Thankfully, EON does hide the Ravagers. They are safe. But the roaches are being hunted down. Oof. Getting all three roaches. Ravagers, they dive in. They try to knock down the front door. The boys are pulled. The bunker is repaired. And Mix holds. He holds. The Ravagers are falling. Expensive losses here for EON. Gets 2 SCVs with a mile, but that's not worth it. That is not worth it. Mix defends. EON is down to 37 workers. A very low drone count for the Zerg player. Again, EON, he chose not to re-drone because he's been making so many... Jesus. He's been making so many lings. That's a lot of lings, man. Aye, aye, aye. Banshees, they catch a queen. They get one. No transfuse. Overseers are on the way. And again, these lings could have been drones. We could have had full 3-base saturation. EON chose otherwise. Migs, he checks for a 4th. There is none. Lings move out for a counterattack. Back at home, what is it to defend? So far, still a full wall. But the army is moving out. Uh-oh. Banshees, they hit the main. Lings are revealed. Banshees, they get another queen. Oh, yeah. They get a second queen. They're going for a 3rd. They want it. They're going to get it. Oh, my God. Spore doing a lot of damage. They trade 1 Banshee for a queen. But that was still 2 queens. And Migs, he gets across the map. But there's that plethora of lings here to defend. Yeah, the swarm is here. The drop is deflected. EON holds. But EON is all in. Like, again, EON, he still only has 8 drones at the 3rd base, 41 workers. I mean, that's less than 2 base economy. Aye. So EON, he has some catching up to do. And Migs, he's snowballing a bit out of control here. Getting up in army supply thanks to his economy. Double jump into the main. Double jump towards the left-hand side. Going for a split push. And he does get into the mineral line. Oh, so far though, the lings, they do deter. Lings are going to go down. Hydras are exposed. Doesn't quite get them. He gets one. One Hydra goes down. He's going to get the other as well. Meanwhile, the drop on the left-hand side was deflected. And Vindicta, he doesn't get too many workers, but he still out-trades his opponents. That was 28 lings going down. 5 workers in total, 2 Hydras. Insane damage. And Migs, now his 3rd base is fully saturated. Still maintaining that economic advantage. And EON is trying to get into his Roach Hydra. Oh, the Medivacs! No! Oh my God. That was so close. EON trying to be cheeky, papi. Doesn't quite get under the Medivacs. Need to escape. Migs is holding on. Shuts down the lings. And he will even focus on the Hydras as well. Not bad. Will lose his Marines, but Medivacs, they do escape. They make it back home. And Migs is gearing up for his eventual move out. For his dedicated push. This entire time he's been going for drop play, but the main army will soon move out. Speaking of, does leave his tanks back at home. They are set up at the 3rd. Likewise, EON's still resaturating, getting his 4th expansion. Migs moving out. Does stim in. He wants the hatchery. Oh, can he get it? He can. He can, and he will. It's going to be a cancel on the expansion. Picks up, drops into the main. Roach Hydra is not the most mobile army. Trying to keep up. And it's being torn apart. It's going for the main. Oh, no shot. Friends, the main base doesn't quite get it, thankfully. EON holds. EON does hold on. Oh, the flanking Hydras up. Can he get one? Full medevac. Gets one, gets 2. Very nicely done here. Good positional play by EON. Catching at the drop. He still wants the other. Doesn't quite get it, though. EON, he's fighting back, but alas, still the delayed economy here for the majority of this game is really hurting him. And he cannot fight this. Not in a head-on fight. Not without spellcaster support. Whether it's Vipers or Infestors, he needs something. Not just pure Roach Hydra. There's another concave. Not bad. Vindicta forcing his way in. Reinforcements from behind. Not the cleanest trade from Migs, but he will still clean this up. Takes out every single Hydra. Oh my god. The turtle is so dirty. Oh, scrub him down, Baki. Oh my god. That turtle, he's seen some things. Jesus. It was a massacre. The Hydras went down, and GG Vindicta. He will take the series 2-1. Will advance on to the quarterfinals. GG. Congratulations, Migs. He will take it. Will advance on. A very intense back and forth. Shout out to EON. Again, as I often say, it's one of those things where you don't make a good series with only one strong player, but with two strong players. And both EON and Vindicta, they were quite competitive with each other. Very intense, very back and forth. In the end, Migs did take it, but shout out to EON, as he did put on quite a show here in the first round. Does go down, but I hope to see more of EON in the future, in the next Turtle Tussle. I'm sure. With that, congratulations, Migs will advance on to the next round. And does he have an opponent? We are here to find out. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves.